Hi and welcome back to my solo playthrough of Lacrimosa. I think rules-wise I should be in a good shape. The only thing I did forget was to award myself with the story point marker here when taking the sequentia composing action or the Requiem action before. But apart from that, I think we are in a good shape to go. There were some questions around the whole travel aspect of Schikaneder, the AI player, and quite honestly, that's the most confusing part in the rules. I believe I have understood it, and I really hope I will be able to cover this in more detail during this episode or so, just to give you a little bit more of an example. But basically, he's really moving from royal court tile to royal court tile. So when you see a number next to his movement action, you are not counting the actual spaces that Schikaneder would move. No, in this case you will really move from royal court tile to royal court tile, either upwards using the number here, or the order of things here, or downward. So let's say if I would have, let's say, a movement of 2 with Schikaneder and the movement, and the arrow would be upward. So the first step would be to move here to Paris. So that would be the first thing, because again, he's moving from royal court tile to royal court tile. The next royal court tile would be basically again upwards, and then you are wrapping around. So next would be 8, then you would be, so you're basically moving all the numbers in here through. So you would move to 8, then you would move to 9, then you would move to 10, then you would move to 1, then you would move to 2. So that's basically the journey he's taking throughout the board until he is reaching the royal court tiles, and everything in between will be removed as well. Hopefully it does make sense, and again, hopefully I will be able to give you, let's say, a more precise example during this video. But apart from that, I think we should be good to go into round 2 basically. And maybe before we plan our actions, let's have a quick look at our bonus tile for this round. So we will get 1 black story marker, and again, these are the better ones because they persist from round to round if you're not spending those for each of those symbols that we see in our action row at the end of the round. So getting points is cool, but getting those resources, and you typically need those black resources for this offering here. So if you really want to go heavy on extra action cards or memory cards and or opus opera, then I think this is the resource you are looking for. So let's see, I'm pretty sure that with our hand of cards we should be able to do something with that. And so I guess that might be the first thing that we are going to do, because there is also a very tasty opus out there. Yeah, let's do that. So again, we have to place 1 card here, 1 card goes down here. This is our upgraded card, and of course we will place the upgraded card in here, unless, again, this is giving us 3 of those black story cube markers at the end of the round. This only gives us 1, but this is where we are getting some extra money each time we are activating this action. And we are still a little bit low on cash and are pretty okay black cube wise. But of course this will change, because we will then no longer see this at the bottom row here, but maybe we see something else. But I still want the money, I think. So we are planning this here. And I guess we will place this one in here. First of all, we will get the money. I think that's good. That's not an all thing. This is really an extra bonus that we get for using that action in our memory section of the board. And then, yeah, we will take our action respectively. And again, in this case, we may want to go for this one here, the Salzburger Sinfonie, also a very famous one, because if we are selling it, we will really gain some extra income and victory points. Not sure if we really want to sell it right away, but at least it's an option. We can always sell this a little bit later. But of course, if you want income, you want to sell it as soon as possible, because that's then an ongoing effect, right? So that's kind of the problem you're in this one. But I think ultimately we are going to get the Salzburger Symphony. It doesn't come with any extra cost here. As of this base, we would have to pay something extra, but this one is simply what the card says. So it's 1 black story point and 3 money. So good that we got some money. So let's put the thing in here. We are spending 1 story point, and we are spending, 1, 2, 3 ducats. And then we are basically able to use it with a later action. Well, that's basically our action for this round. Let's draw 2 more cards. That's a Requiem action, and that's a travel action. And of course, let's not forget to slide everything down accordingly. And here we have another memory one. That's a travel and a performance, or sell and performance. Yeah, these double actions are really massive. these are really massive. I need it. But problem is I don't have the cards in my hand to grab more cards. That's really the problem. But that's our round, or our turn. So let's move over to Schikaneder. Again, we have shuffled, so he's going for a Requiem action. Interesting. And down here we have to identify where we are sending this to. Again, for the Requiem we are looking for the rightmost one, and this goes to, what is it, the Sanctus one. And we are starting from the topmost instrument. So let's have a quick look at the Requiem board, or the section of the board, and looking at the Sanctus movement here. So he's going for the topmost, which is the trumpet in this case, which is still available at least once. And this is really a problem because that's the highest scoring one. So that's really a massive problem for us. And here I'm not even sure which trumpet he is going for, because again, we have two of those. This simply, let's say, helps in respect to the majority. And I really checked the rules back and forth, and maybe there is something on the geek. I really should have checked that maybe. If he's immediately placing this one, if we also follow the same logic in here, I would follow the same logic in here, that we're really starting also here from top down to bottom. So I think the very first one is this one, and it's also a very good one, especially for him. So these neutral markers, they don't score you any points, but they will still help you in defining the majority of each of those movements later on at the end of the game. For a solo game, this works a little bit differently, but I think I will play it this way. So we take both of those and we'll add them here. Again, he's always doing this on the 16th note. We are the 8th note, so we are really only competing with one each other. I think the first one has to go in here. I think it, again, doesn't really matter too much. Then again, we are looking from top down to bottom, so we are placing this one here in the same movement. At least that's my understanding. Maybe there is a rule somewhere where it says he's not using the neutral markers, but in this case, it's, I think, relatively beneficial to him. So again, if that would be the end state, he would simply score 6 points for that. This doesn't count really for you, but it's still the majority for that. Again, he would score that if, let's say, for whatever reason, this would be the end state, then still the 16th note would win, which means Freistädtler here wouldn't win this movement here because we only see 1/8 note. And then we would still score the 3 point, but he would still score the 6 point. If this would be out, then we would be tied, and then I think we would both score the minimum amount of points. Really hope I can explain this to you in more detail. But for now, he will immediately score the lower of the 2 points, and I'm relatively certain that he's not scoring for the neutral marker here either. But this is the point where I was really hoping for somewhat more or clearer rules in the solo mode. 1, 2, 3 points here. Could have easily fixed that with one additional paragraph within the rules here respectively. But okay, that's only me, but I think that's basically it. But this was a massive swing for him. So I guess we need to try to work hard on this one here, because again, this could be whatever. If I go there 2, 3 times, this could be 18 points easily. The thing is, oh, I see that now. No, I think we can't win. We can only tie, because yes, we have a violin, that's not a problem. In theory, we have 2 violins on our board, but there's only 1 space for a violin. We only have 1 chorus and 1 organ. No, if I go with 3, oh no, of course I could go 1, 1, 1. No, that's still okay. Oof, but still I have to do that. And this is the most, or some of the most expensive ones, because again, we are losing income on this. Okay, really have to think about that. But okay then, back to us. The question now really is this now already the point where we are saying we will go for the Requiem action here right away? Because again, we want to go for the organ. The chorus. The chorus would give us an immediate income, which would be the income that we are actually losing. So I guess, and I know I just noticed something else. This is bad. We only have 2 tiles here, which means I think I can only go there twice for this specific composer on this movement. Now that's really, really limiting. This was really bad. So the best thing that we can do is to tie. The question is, do I want to tie just to deny him the 6 points? I think I have to do that. I think this is all the more reason to go there right now. So I have talked myself into that. So we are moving this one in here, right? Yes, we will go for Requiem action, and we will go for basically placing this one down here. I think we only will perform once this round, though this is fair. And again, we will definitely go for the chorus, which will later on give us 1 income. But of course we have to pay first, as we want to go for this tile here, which is on top. This costs us 1 white marker, or 1 white story point, and 1 extra income. And again, we will place this onto our chorus section of the board. So let's do that. And we will definitely go for the 8th note in here. It's really a bummer that this trumpet is also gone. Really, really bad. But yeah, we still have to pay for it. So let's do that first. So we need 1 white story marker. And of course, I will go for the story track here instead of our marker, because again, this is persisting and we have to spend 1 income. So this was allowing us to place the tile or place our token and get the composer tile. Next, we will place it in here, and as a reward, so we will get the 2 points, and as a reward we will get 1 income basically back. So this was a net 0 for us, and we will still score 2 more points. But yeah, he's still way in the lead for now. But I believe this is basically the end of our action. So let's draw 2 more cards. Okay, this is the recorder memory, and this is another travel action, and I really need to see if I want to travel or not. Maybe. And this is something I really do enjoy, as to some extent it really feels like playing against an actual player. At least that's how I feel right now, and I feel that this is a good thing. So he is recording a memory, which he could most likely, he will travel. He will travel for sure. So let's see what he is doing. So he's going for the leftmost recorder, and that's a bad thing now. The leftmost card is this one here, which means he is triggering 2 actions in a row. And here's now again another question which came to my mind. Are we refreshing right away? Because the rules say without paying any cost, he carries out the actions on the chosen memory card. Then the memory card is removed from the game. So I'm not sure, are we doing this and revealing right away, because this is basically the action he is taking. And quite honestly, I think that this is the case. I think that this is the case. I'm not sure if it's really that big of a deal, but I will play it this way, because also when you play this as a normal player, each of those are individual actions and trigger after each other. So I'm relatively certain that we will reveal a new card right away. And yes, this is an opus. No, it's this one here. And again, this tells us we are going for this leftmost card here, the Spatzenmesser. And keep in mind, he's always selling those cards here. So he's never performing, he's always selling those cards without spending any story points whatsoever. He doesn't get any income, but he will immediately score the 3 points. 1, 2, 3. And mind you, we are playing on the easy difficulty level here. So then this is removed from the game. And again, I think we are revealing right away. It doesn't really matter too much in this case. This is another opus. And now he's going for a travel action for his next one. So again, we have to look at the, let's call it activation card for this action here. And yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. So Schikaneder is moving 2 tiles, basically 2 of those royal court tiles, and he's moving upwards. So it's exactly the example I was hoping for. So again, we are moving from a 6, which is printed here, to a 7. This is his first step, because again, he's moving from royal court to royal court. He will grab this right away. He's not getting any bonuses, but he will score those 5 points at the end of the game. So I'm pretty sure I will not stand a chance against him. Then he's moving a second time, and again, now he's moving to 8, this is removed, then he's moving to 9, this is removed, then he's moving to 10, this is removed, then he's moving to 11, this is removed, then he's moving to 1, this is removed, and then he's moving to 2, this is removed. So he's really cleaning out the board quite a bit, and now I already really regret that I have not taken the movement action. So I think the odds were against the case that he's going for another Requiem action right away. But yeah, again, it could have been anything, right? So again, he wasn't really going for a movement action, but due to his recorder memory action, he was then able to score all those points. And this is again another 5 pointer for him. And now travel is, I don't know if it's any more important for us. Yes, of course, we could go in here to Prague, for example. We would gain 3 points and 2 money right away for 1. So we are still gaining something out of this. Up here, we would gain 3 story markers and 1 and 1. So all of these things are still valuable. But yeah, he really cleaned out the board quite a bit here. So yeah, not sure if I'm going to travel now right away. Maybe we will. record a memory instead. There are some okay cards out, but maybe also not the greatest. So do I want double actions like those, or do I want this travel action, which is only one action, but it still gives us one travel point and one money? So we are basically, the card is somewhat paying for itself, and it also would generate 2 of those points here. On the other hand, those will generate 2 and 2, so this could also be very, very valuable. I'm somewhat tempted to go for this, but this is also not unimportant, quite honestly, because the stage 5 action cards or memory cards, they all score you points at the end. I think it's 4 points per card, so this can really help you getting a lot of extra points for the last round of the game. But this one here gives you some flexibility in respect to those story points. And again, later on, I'm pretty sure we will be able to travel much better here. Ooh, this is a tough one. This is really a tough one, but yeah, I guess we will record a memory, right? So this is this one here. We are not getting any. Oh, that's a thing. Do we get a white one actually? Can we have a white one here? So maybe that's also not the end of the world. But again, these cards are not so great, quite honestly. But again, traveling is also not great. Yes, we could gain some points, and we could gain maybe points, and we get an extra money. Let's wait. No, let's wait. I think let's wait. Pretty sure, but with this last action we are going for this one here, right? So we will perform to get the extra income here. That's also important. Maybe we should do that first and then decide. Yes. Okay. Sorry for the long mumbling here, but we will perform something, and I'm pretty sure we will put this down here as our alternative card, or basically as our income card. Yeah, let's do that. And again, we have to make a choice if we want to sell it or if we want to perform. If we perform, we get some easy money, but this gives us points and extra points. So I think we are going to sell. Right now we don't have any royal court tiles which would give us anything. So I guess that's the better deal. So anyway, we have to spend 1 black story point in here. So this is out of the game. We will get 1 extra income, and we will immediately score 2 more points, so it doesn't feel as embarrassing as before. Okay, then let's draw the final card. No surprise, it's another Requiem action. Yes, here's a white one. I wasn't really sure. Maybe I should have checked actually this, where these white markers will appear. But it makes sense that the white marker corresponds to the Requiem action. These are the points that you have to spend to write the Requiem. So everything makes sense. But yeah, that's on me. Okay, over to Schikaneder, who is really a tough cookie. Oh, he's traveling again. I'm not sure if that's a bad thing at this point in time. And he is traveling, wow, up to 3 spaces. And I think in this case, he will simply clean out the board because he's moving upwards 3 spaces. I think in this instance, we were, no, what am I talking? Oh, no, I just noticed something. This is so bad. I looked at this. Should have looked at this. He would have moved only once. Oh boy, how can I correct that? I really should not cheat myself here. Oh gosh, oh that's bad. I definitely have to leave a comment. I think I have to check the footage and take it back. So it's not all bad. And this still leaves me... No, I wouldn't have, but then I would have traveled. Maybe. Would I? But let's repair. Again, he would have only moved 1 space, but he would have moved downward instead of upward. So again, I was able to show you the example, so that was a good thing. The next problem now really is, and I spotted this, is he counting the space he's starting from? And honestly, I think it is counting because this is really not clearly mentioned in the rules. Find the location the Mozart journey marker is in, and from there move the marker from court to court following the numbering of cities and royal courts in ascending or descending order as shown until it visit the number of courts indicated, only counting those that still have royal court tiles, ignoring the empty court spaces. So I think this is 1. This is actually 1. So with his very first action, he was only taking this away. I really hope that this is correct, but I don't know. Now with his second action, he again is moving upwards. So he's moving to the next space in here, which would be this one, which is still bad enough. But With that result, I may have also taken the movement action, maybe, but still, you want to collect those royal court tiles, but I was going to get this one here. So this would have changed things quite a bit. But again, on the other hand, I really don't know if he has taken this one here as well, or that's really unclear. That is really unclear. I have to ask that on the geek, and we'll have to clarify that. So sorry for all the mess. Maybe I really, but these are some of the cases that you will experience only when playing it. And again, I haven't played the solo mode before. Again, I'm pretty sure I have a good handle on the multiplayer mode, but solo apparently, obviously, is having some open questions for me. But I will play it this way now. So he still has taken this one away. So overall, he will score 8 more points for those 2 tiles at the end of the game, which is pretty massive, believe me. But that's his action, right? So the situation hasn't changed in respect to those memory cards. So there is nothing I desperately want, even though I could exchange this one with a slightly better version of that one. So this could still be something worth considering, as we get it relatively inexpensive, and again, it will generate some extra points for us. The Requiem right now at the end of the round is not our best bet, because again, I want to go to Sanctus and then I will lose 1 step here, which is something I don't want to do. And again, traveling could be nice, but also not necessarily the end of the road. I think I should have removed this one, by the way. I performed this. I'm a dirty little cheater. I know. But that really does help. I think we are not going to travel. That much is clear. So it's either down to this. Do we want to strengthen our stuff? And I think we do. So we are going for the record a memory action. That's now again the situation. If we do this and if we replace it, we will not gain any extra story markers for the white one, which also means we are most likely not going to do a Requiem action next round. So maybe doing this is not in our best interest. Yeah, I think not. Maybe, sorry for this all back and forth, but this is really the thinky part of the game. And I think you want to have at least one in each of those to give you some flex. Yes, I always have this one, but maybe you want to do that twice, for example, also. And there are also composer tiles which cost you 2 of those, so I wouldn't even have enough. I think this might be a better deal, considering the fact that there's nothing too fancy out of there. Still, the question is, which action are we going to trigger? We can always forfeit this action. And whatever, in this case, we are in round 2, we will collect 2 money for that, which wouldn't be bad. But I think we could maybe we should go for this instead. The problem is he can still win the Sanctus. So going there now doesn't necessarily help us. So maybe we are going for Requiem, and we are going for a different Requiem action. Because I have to see what he's doing. I think that's the crucial part. Yeah. Let's do that. So we are going for a Requiem, and I think we are going for this one. And again, I keep forgetting that I already have something in the Sequencia section here, but it's still a 4-pointer, which is also not a bad thing. The thing is, we still don't have a trumpet there. So we might go for a violin, or maybe simply go for the organ, but I think I want to hold on to the organ just in case I will be able to, whatever, win here, for example. Problem is, he can always go there, and he will always go for the topmost or the lowest one. So if, let's say, we go here, here, and there, or here and here, for example, he can always go here and there. And I think this one we can at least somewhat try to lock down, right? Yeah, let's do that. So we are going for a violin, and I think we will go, doesn't really matter too much for this violin in here. Of course, we have to spend some things for that. So that's 1 white and 4 bucks or ducats. So here is 1 bag, and we have to spend 1 white to grab that. Again, we have placed it, I think we did it over here, right? So we are getting 1 black story marker. Again, 2 of those are still worth 1 point at the end of the game. And you're also tallying up all the remaining leftover points here, by the way, and 3 money is also a point. Yeah, I think that was that. I think that was okay, quite honestly. No, I think that was good. In this case, we really have to play the waiting game. And okay, he's going for another opus. And he's going again for the leftmost opus. And again, I'm so terribly sorry that I'm not reading those things here correctly. This was really a major mess up on my side, and still not 100% clear for me if I played that correct. But again, ultimately you want to score points. Yes, he wants to take stuff away, but really taking this tile away from us, this was pretty bad. So again, the leftmost opus. So he's basically grabbing this without paying for it in this case. So we are simply scoring 3 points for him. I think that's it. Yeah, we are removing the card from the game, but still 3 points definitely do hurt. Let's reveal a new card. This will kick in. I think it will all move down basically in a second, and that's the end of the current round. Yeah. So this is the card that we have to keep. These cards will go back and we will shuffle and we will draw back up. So let's check our story point tracks. First of all, everything will move back. So reset here. Then we are counting this. 1, 2, 2 black, 2 red, and 1 white for this one. Then we get 2 wild cards here. So we are definitely going for a white. And do we want to, maybe if we want to travel, let's go for another red actually, unless we want to go for let's go for this instead. Let's go for this instead. I believe this might be the better deal, because again it's getting very, very costly. So then we go for the find. Oh, we get one more. So in this case I think we will go for a red one. We will collect 5 money. That's really important, and we will score 2 more points, not that it matters. Then we do our cleanup. Again, all those cards go back. I will draw 3 cards back up. Then we will do the main board. So everything on the, let's say, neutral side will flip over, and then we will reveal 2 more cards. I think we will start from the bottom to the top. Again, really not looking what it was. I promise you, I have not really thought this one through. Then we will clean up the board here. So the rightmost 4 cards are getting removed. This is moving over. We will remove the topmost card on this deck that still belong to the current era. So let's see how much those are. Well, these are those. So they are out of the game for good. We will replace this one here. So in this, we will get one basically red story points or red story discs for our record a memory action, and then we will refill the row up here. And again we start with stage 3 cards. That is another memory. Oh, that's a nasty one. Wow, so cool. Oh no, that's an opus. Also an opus and another action card. I mean, getting money and 2 actions. Of course, these cards are getting more and more powerful as we go. I think then we should be ready to move into the next round. And I think I will continue playing in this video. But oh, this was really, really messy. I apologize so much. So let's see what we get here. 2 travel actions. This doesn't really help us in any way. This could be good. So if we want to make sure getting a cool memory card early on, now would be the time. The question, yeah, there is a good one. Maybe this one here, we could replace it with our travel card, and I think that's what we are going to do. And it's not that expensive. Yeah, let's do that. So again, we are recording a memory. This one goes in here. And one of those will go down here again. We will replace it in a second, which is the reason why I'm not immediately or not sliding it in. So let's grab this card, or maybe let's show that to you. So it's this one here, 2 money and any 1 story point. So here is the 2 money. And which story point are we going for? I think we will go for a red one in this case. Yeah, let's do that. Again, this is removed from the game and we are replacing it with this one down here. We cannot use it this round, but still it will give us a victory point. It's good. A red story point and a black story point. So that's not bad. Then yeah, let's draw 2 more cards. Okay. Okay, this is important because again, we need to do this before we can do that. So yeah, order of things really does matter here. And let's reveal new cards, and that's also another opus. Wow, 8 money. Oof, that's huge. Okie dokie, over to Schikaneder. Okay, he's going for a Requiem action. Do I like that? Don't I like that? I don't know yet. I'm relatively certain I don't like it. Yeah, no, this is bad. Relatively certain it's bad. So where does he do? He does this on 1. 1 might be actually okay. he's going for the bottommost instrument, which is, in this case, the choir. But no, it's not, because we have to look at this bottommost. So it's the drum section. So he will place that in here. He will immediately score the point. So he's moving up to 15. But here is still something we can do. So relatively easily. No, we can't. Again, we can't tie only because this is gone. Maybe we do want to tie in here again, denying him those points. We will still get 1 point. That's at least something, and we could gain some money out of this. Right now we don't have the action though, so that's definitely limiting us. Oh boy. Okay, back to us. And I already mentioned that this doesn't make sense before we do this. So I think we are going to start with that. Here we have, I think, yeah, this was our travel action. Let's see. I think we have to, again, do we want to travel this round? Maybe. Let's keep that open at least. Let's do that in here, right? And now we are commissioning an opus, I believe. And I think we want to get this one here. Yeah, this could help us. This could in fact help us. So in order to get this is really expensive. We need 3 black story points and 4 money. So yeah, let's grab that. And oh, did I forget to award myself this one here? I think I did. I think I should have gotten 1 more of those blackish things. Yeah, I think I didn't do that. Cool, good that I caught that. So again, we have to spend, what was it? 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Yeah, we went here, and 4 money. So this is going down. This is really where we are lacking right now. But again, we could really go crazy and increase our income by 2 and 3 if we are selling this. The problem is this would be 2 things. And maybe we want to hold on to that right now, but we will immediately score those 4 points here. So that's definitely not nothing, right? We are moving to 12. Okay, that's at least something. Let's slide everything over. Let's reveal a new card, and that's another opus. Wow, this would have been nice. 7 money. Oof, that's great. Let's draw 2 more cards. It has to be... oh gosh. And again, this is where I didn't think things through. I should have known that I had this card in my deck. On the other hand, there was not really a lot we could have done. Let's see about that. Maybe we can sort something. We can take something out of this. Maybe that's okay. Maybe it's okay. This game is really so thinky. He's traveling again, of course. And he is, this time, it's the middle one, it's the middle one, it's the middle one, it's the middle one. So he's moving upwards 1 space. And again, we are in this situation where I simply don't know if this counts or not. Because he really does make a major difference, of course. This could be 4 points or 8 points if we're counting them. But again, he's saying we are only using 1 card, right? The number besides the arrows, number for the soloist will visit 0, 1 or 2. So in this case, he is visiting this one. I'm relatively certain. So no, I think he will stop here basically. It's still 4 points for him, but I really hope I'm playing this one here correctly. But now it's up to you to prove me otherwise and tell me otherwise. But this is really not very well written in the rules, unfortunately. And I also just noticed this is the Entführung aus dem Serail, which is really absolutely stunning opera, which are really very, very, very nice ballads actually in there. But what am I going to do? Again, now I still have some... oh no, again he did it. Yeah, that was exactly the tile I was going for, right? Because I got just this opus here. Oh gosh. Yeah, there's no point. He's mopping the floor with me at the end of the game. That much is clear. The question now really is, what do I want to do? I mean, I could go for another opus, but I think I don't have the resources. Yes, just barely I could get one. And it's definitely some points, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. So I think I need to do this one here. This would cost me those 2 though. Or maybe I go for this one. It doesn't cost me anything. I get some money. Maybe that's the better deal. Maybe that's the better deal. So let's do that. So I will perform. Again, not sure if I should travel or not, but right now I don't see a reason. I think I will go for this one. At least we will get some extra black story markers. And we get some extra money for that because we will exceed here. So I think that's not too bad. And again, we are going to perform. At least we don't have to pay. And we just have to tap it so we can hold on to that. And we will simply collect some income here, 2 monies, which hopefully will help us a little bit later. And yes, here is the remaining Requiem action card. Yeah, this travel, this is really bad. I don't like this. Okay, he's also going for an opus, and he will collect the leftmost opus, which I believe is okay, so he will go for the Sonate für Klavier. Take it away, we'll score the 1, 2, 3 points for that right away. This card is out of here, we are revealing a new one. That's another action card. Oof, 2 performances, 1 money, that can be nice. So I think we are going to write on our Requiem, right? So let's do that, and yeah, let's definitely slide this one down here because we need white story. Again, we have a lot of wild cards actually. Yeah, we do. So we can generate any story cubes, but still I want them in a normal fashion. Where do I want to go now? Again, I can tie here, basically placing a trumpet there, and would also give me some money. Yeah, that we will, but I think that's good. I mean, that's very easy victory point. We are taking 2 points away from him. That's basically what it does, and we will gain 1 point. So I think this is not a bad swing. Of course, we could, maybe, can we afford that? I think we can't actually, we can't afford, because this is 5 money, we have 4. We can always sell our story markers here for $1 each, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. This one here is also too expensive. No, I think we are doing this. I think we are writing on the Kyrie. Yeah, let's do that. So we are going for a trumpet, which is this one. We are taking this one here. We are getting 2 more cubes. That's not bad. So we have to spend 1 ducat and 1 white story marker in order to place that here. So let's have a look. Here is the money. Here is the white story marker. And ideally, you really want to spend those at the end of, or until the end of the round, which I'm really not doing a good job. We will immediately get 2 cubes. So I will definitely go for this and maybe another black one, because the black ones, if you really want to go to the more fancy cards later on, having those black cubes or black discs can certainly help. On the other hand, we get an awful lot of here. No, let's hold on to this. Now we only get, let's go for red one. No, we get black one. That's the most expensive one. Cool. Then we are placing it here, and we'll immediately collect 2 more ducats for that. So we will go into the next round with some money at least, but I believe that's basically the end of our round and turn and round. So let's move back to Schikaneder, and let's see what mischief he has in mind. Of course, he will continue to move. Okay, this time he has to move for sure, unless we are seeing a 0. Here would have been a 0. Where have you been? I mean, okay, he's moving downward by 1 royal court tile, which I believe means he's simply moving in here and is collecting 4 more points. I know he's definitely scoring 20 points for this alone. This is really insane. This whole travel aspect. And I believe I have seen a thread on the Geek where someone was asking, hey, can he really wipe the board relatively easily? And I think he can. So I'm not sure if that isn't, not sure if that's well designed or not. In the end, I really have to see what happens at the end of the game, of course. I mean, right now he's not too far in the lead, but again, he will score an immense amount of points. Maybe really this is something where you have to be more proactive to take these tiles away from him. Maybe that's something that you have to consider when playing against Schikaneder. Who knows? I don't. So that's the card I have to keep for the next round. We are going for the maintenance phase, right? This will move down. We are getting 1, 2, 5 black ones. 1, 2, 4 I can do. For every bump upon, I get 1 extra coin. That's not bad. We will get 1 red and 1 white here from this one. Then we get 1, 2, 3 here. Let's not forget this. So 1, 2, and I believe 3. I could go for this one, get more money, but I think let's hold on to some story points here as well. Cool. Then we will collect 5 more dollars here, and in total we will get 2, 3 points here. So that's definitely not bad, moving us to 15. And this time I will not forget the round bonus tile. So for each of the memory actions I have 1. I will get 1 red story disc here respectively. I believe this has been all of those. So then we will do the cleanup. Again, I will do that off camera. let's move over to the map. And I believe there is nothing to flip. Again, I will start with the smallest one here. So wow, 1, 2, 4, and 5. Ooh, I don't even know if I can score this one because I don't have an opus from era 1 actually. No, I think I can't. And this one, likewise, I can't do that. I can't do that. He can, Schikaneder. He doesn't care about all those requirements. Of course, I could still take those away from him, but oof, yeah, really not doing good in respect to the travel action. So then we will remove this bonus tile here. We will do some cleanup in respect to those cards. So those are gone, right? Those will all slide down. Again, we have some on top of this. Yeah, these are the cards that we have to remove. Here's the new bonus tile. So for each performance, we get a white disc. And then we will reveal more. Wow, 2 points. Okay, well, that's also a very nice one. That's an opus. And last but not least, it's another opus. And I think that's it. Again, we will remain the starting player. And for today, I think I will stop it here because it was a very, very messy episode. I will have to do some digging in respect to some of the rules, mainly around travel for Schikaneder, that is. Again, the majority is clear. It's really, does he start or does he count the space he's starting on or not? And I think I will let you decide if you want me to continue my solo playthrough here. Again, you have really seen more or less everything. The final piece that is missing is the final scoring. So basically those majorities here. So right now these are tied in respect to the majority, which means both of the composers that we are supporting will score the lower amount of points. So this is 1 point each. And then you are counting each of your own scoring markers in that particular, let's call it 8th or 16th note. In this case, it's clearly me or Freistädtler in the lead, so each one of those would be worth 4 points. Here it's a 0. Here it's definitely clear that yeah, let's say the 16th note is in the lead, so Freistädtler did not so well on this one here, so which means this is the only one that would score. For Schikaneder, he would score 6 points. I would still gain the 3 points in here, and here it's basically the same thing. Schikaneder would score 3 points, whereas I would score nothing, and then he would score, I don't know, 120 points from these Royal Court tiles here alone. But yeah, again, I will let you decide if you want me to continue. Before I close for today, a huge shout out to all of my patrons and channel members out there. You guys are truly amazing. Can't tell you how much I appreciate all your support. If you want to support my channel, you will find a link to my page on Patreon. You can directly support me and join my community here on YouTube by clicking that join button for a relatively small fee. There is also this little thanks button for the tip jar. You can leave some money there. Definitely like and subscribe, leave a comment. This also greatly helps the channel. And yeah, with that being said, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos, and until then, bye bye.